Do you love marketing? Do you love HR? Do you love telling people what to do? Do you like making money? Do you like satellite imagery? Do you like photography? There's just so many career paths that you can have, and it's not that traditional getting on the tools and doing all of, the on-site stuff. There's just this massive support network that supports the actual construction side of things. So there really is something for everyone. So I just say, jump on in, and if you're really interested, find something that you enjoy, and you'll find something within the construction industry.
That's Jodie Jones and Ali Pettifor. Jodie Jones has had significant experience in the residential construction industry, having held senior and executive leadership roles across sales, operations and design. With a keen eye for detail and excellent stakeholder management skills, she ensures smooth delivery on both residential and commercial projects. Over her career, she has been responsible for managing high-performing sales teams and award-winning showrooms and display programs. With a strong technical capability and an extensive background in building, interior design and project management of both residential and commercial fit-outs, Jodie is a well-rounded construction professional who is an active contributor to the construction industry. Jodie is an MBA Women in Construction mentor and a High-Vis committee member, as well as a HIA Awards judge and a Kitchen and Bathrooms committee member. Ali Pettifor is the owner of Zoe Building, which is a female-led registered builder that delivers custom bathroom and laundry renovations in Adelaide. Being in the bathroom industry for almost a decade, Ali has a high attention to detail. Her passion for carefully curated bathroom design ensures a smooth transition from tied bathrooms to refreshed spaces that beam with character and life. Welcome to ConstructHER, the video podcast series where we shine a spotlight on the remarkable women in the building and construction industry.
At Toyota, we believe in never standing still. We've always got our eyes on the road ahead. That's why we're creating innovations for a more sustainable future. Connecting you to your car to make life easier. Reimagining our cities and how we live in them. Challenging the standards so that everyone can be safe. And making a difference in our communities. Because it's in our nature to never stand still. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
I am delighted to welcome Jodie and Ali to the ConstructHER podcast. Can I ask you both to introduce yourselves?
I'll let you start.
Okay. So I'm Ali. I run a female-led building business and I do bathroom renovations, and I've been in business for almost 12 months, and I'm quite new in starting out.
Fantastic. Jodie?
My name's Jodie. I've been in the construction industry for quite some time. I started out working in a family business, got an interior design degree, got a building degree, worked for myself, and then I've worked for a few larger builders here in South Australia over the last 7 or 8 years.
Fantastic. Now, today I'm delighted to have Ali and Jodie in the studio because we're going to be talking about how you two know each other. So how do you know each other?
Well, I joined a mentoring program at a time which something quite significant was happening in my life, and I needed some help, and I was linked with Jodie, who, we've developed a great relationship, and she's been quite fundamental in where I am today, in my confidence and everything.
Yeah, it's my third year in the Women Building Australia mentoring program. So this year Ali was my mentee, and it was a really good match, and not only did we live literally around the corner from each other, Ali sort of had a really similar journey to what I'd had in my early years as well, and been through some similar circumstances, so we really hit it off and really loved our Friday morning catch-ups, down at the square and down at Henley, and we just really hit it off and really sort of worked together for the whole year. It's been great, and I guess the thing is, we're not going to leave it there either. We'll just, keep it going.
We'll continue it going for sure.
Great stuff. So 12 months. When's your actual first year anniversary, Ali, from your business?
Oh, I don't know, because I don't know whether to base it on when I registered the business or when my first job. So I registered around November, which is about now, and then I won my first job in April after quoting for a few months and losing a little bit of, motivation. But I won my first job, and now I'm on a bit of a roll.
Okay, well, it's the 21st of November now that we're recording this episode. So I'm going to say happy anniversary.
Thank you.
But let's not take up the opportunity of it's November. Too much of a tie-in with the podcast. Tell me about the type of jobs that you spoke about bathroom renovation, so you were quoting?
Yeah, my license is restricted to bathroom renovations, and I do bathroom renovations. It's restricted to non-structural, so fitting out current rooms, moving around fixtures and fittings, and giving people new refreshed spaces.
And how did you start out? Because you mentioned interior design, family business. What was your background?
A family business in a supplier sense, and then got my interior design qualifications and started working in joinery, kitchens, bathrooms and spaces, small projects, some commercial fit outs in there as well. So really quite varied, but loved, just getting out there and designing things and, working in people's homes and helping them get those fabulous spaces. So Ali and I went out and looked at one of her jobs the other day, and it was amazing to look at the transition of, what their house was looking like and where it's going to go. So, it's a real honour to be working with people like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And did you have any pushback for being a female?
I mean, initially, I'd been in a previous family business before, and I'd left that one to start out on my own because of circumstances that I found myself in. But a lot of the trades that I used in that business I carried over to this one, so I'd had experience with working with, they're all male by the way, all of these male trades, so they were familiar with me. But I had introduced a few new trades, so I guess some of the obstacles which I do sometimes come across in the industry being a female, maybe things related to trades not being too honest with me, whether they think that I don't know as much about the construction industry that I do, in terms of cutting corners with the quality of work or invoicing me more than what's expected. So I guess over time, as they do get to work with me, they do sort of understand that I do know a bit in the industry. And
so basically they're just pushing it because they think, it's very, very similar to when people go and get their car serviced. If you're the female, they'll all of a sudden the bill's, a little bit higher than, if their husband or, their partner takes it in, which is just,
Or you need these extra services all of a sudden, they add it on and you think, oh, well, I must, you don't really understand it. So,
I can sort of understand how that can come across. So 12 months on your own. So how many other years experience? So you're saying that they don't understand that you have the experience that you have. How many years experience do you have in total?
Well, I started a plumbing business with a previous partner, and I've been in that industry for the construction industry as a whole for almost 10 years. So in that business, I created a bathroom brand. So I've been working in bathrooms for a while, and am self-taught in bathroom design. So about 10 years in the industry.
So so it was a matching that you got through the Women Building Australia mentoring.
Yes.
Who did you want to be matched with, Jodie?
I wanted to be matched with someone who was starting out in the industry or someone that was getting a business started like that. So it was really quite perfect from that perspective. In past years, I've done, someone who wanted to change industry, so wanted to change from another industry and move into the construction industry. That person has started a really successful business in our industry, and she's amazing as well. And then I also mentored someone who wanted to grow within a big business that they were working with. So this was more about meeting someone who was starting out on their own in a business, and that wanted some guidance and mentorship.
Ali, you've been through the mentoring program as a mentee, and you've mentioned that your confidence has grown. Do you think that you could be a mentor in the future?
Definitely. I would love to, once I have a bit more, experience and feel like I can give more back to other people. I definitely think it's something that I want to do. Yeah, it's great to meet with Jodie, and I got so much out of the program that I would love to contribute and give back to somebody else and see them and their confidence grow. So it's definitely something that I would want to do myself.
Outside of the more formal mentoring process, who have been mentors in your careers previously, like in a more informal way? Who's had an influence on your career? I'll go to Jodie first because she's nodding.
I've had some pretty amazing bosses in my time. I've been really lucky to work with some pretty amazing people who have given me great opportunity, which has been really, really good. So more of a boss to employee sort of relationship. People when I've put my hand up who have just said, yeah, we'll give you a go, or whatever that might look like. And then I've sort of had more informal arrangements, and I have a really great mentor, that my go-to person, I would call them. And, you know, she is amazing and sort of a great sounding board. So, you know, if I'm thinking about doing something or, you know, just need someone to run past, that would be my go-to. But also, that, you know, we have great peers in our, you know, there's lots of really smart people in our industry, and, you know, a lot of your peers end up being sort of a mentor, a sounding board for you as well, that you can, you know, that you can really talk about things with. So, yeah, I think lucky to be surrounded by some pretty good people.
How about you, Ali?
I do actually have another informal mentor who has been great in the process as well of, you know, developing the business over the year. And it was somebody which I didn't know before, which I was sort of linked to during a circumstance which happened on one of my first jobs. And this person is, I guess, like a semi-retired sort of older male, and he has so much time to explain everything in detail to me. We'll spend an hour on the phone talking about things. He'll constantly remind me that I need to be tougher with trades and gives me that encouragement and what I need. I was just actually on site with him earlier today at one of my jobs, and we were talking through a few things and troubleshooting things, and he gives me a lot of advice on different aspects of the job because he knows so much about construction as a whole of where I can sort of guide myself. In line with a supervisor, I have supervising my jobs as well, but he has been like fundamental in the hands-on part of making the jobs sort of come to life, whereas Jodie's support has been great in my encouragement and just feeling like I have somebody to speak to when I feel like I'm working in a bit of silo and on my own in an industry which feels, I guess, unfamiliar because you have a bunch of sort of male trades telling you all of their different opinions and how jobs need to be done, but just encouraging me to have that voice and making me think outside the box. But yeah, I definitely have other mentors which I've been linked with who, aren't formal as such.
I definitely think there's definitely something. Can I just ask, and this is the thing, the person who uses your sounding board, that's really good, are they in the industry or outside the industry?
In the industry, yeah. I think it helps to have someone in the industry a lot because we're facing the same, you know, issues or thoughts or dramas within the business. So yeah, it's good because you're like-minded.
Because I've got one in the business and one outside of the industry, and that's usually quite good. So and I did get your permission prior to this. So you're both career women. Both have got families. How have you juggled the priorities, the career, with family life?
The struggle is real. I think it's really hard sometimes and really easy sometimes. It helps that I've got a great support network with my family and my husband as well. So my kids are a bit older now, so it does get easier, which we have talked about a lot as well. But yeah, it's a constant juggle, you know, to be working full time and then managing your family full time and sports commitments and things like that. So I guess you just put your head down and power on through the best you can, which, you know, sometimes is good for your family and sometimes not, and sometimes good for your career and sometimes not. So I think it is a real juggle. I think, you know, it's not easy, but it's fun.
Just make it work.
Yeah.
I'm from Darwin originally. I was born in Adelaide, but I grew up in Darwin, so I don't have any family here or anything. And I do parent a lot of the time on my own, having my own business. You know, trades do start early and they finish late, and so do my kids. So, you know, there is a bit of a juggle in the morning, whether I'm sitting on the couch doing some selections while they're sort of getting their stuff sorted, making sure I have quality time with them at the bench, but also making sure that my trades know that I will be on site from 9 o'clock after school drop off, even if they get started at 7 o'clock in the morning. I've implemented sort of a system which is more of a techie sort of system where I have QR codes at the front of every one of my jobs, so all of the trades can sort of scan and see what they need to be doing and don't have to wait for me to get there at 7 o'clock to give them the brief. So they can get started a couple of hours before and I can meet them on site to run through a few extra things. But yeah, it's definitely a juggle, trying to, I guess, make time for yourself in there as well, make time for just start a business and dealing with a 7 and a 5-year-old. You just make it work.
And that's great that you're using technology to sort of counteract that a little bit. And also it was really interesting. We had a networking event last week about, there was a big, massive difference. I think this was the first time in a long time that we were also talking about, we had quite a lot of men attend the networking event, and it was also about them being released for school pickup or setting the expectation up front that you're not going to be on site until 9 a.m. and school drop off, etc. But I think if you have those discussions up front, it's a lot more manageable in setting those expectations. Totally get the not having a support network. Yeah, that was a big shock to me when I came from the UK as well.
Yeah.
You just take it for granted until you haven't got it.
Utilise after school care and babysitters and make it work.
So Jodie and Ali, you've sort of taken a little bit of different paths in your careers. What would you say to a young person who's looking at the construction industry about getting involved?
I think I'd say don't hold back, just jump on in. And it's a really multifaceted industry, and I've been lucky enough to do some career fairs as well, where the kids come up and talk to you and you say, are you interested in a career in construction? And they say, oh, I don't want to be on the tools, or I don't want to be out on site. And, I sort of say to them, do you love marketing? Do you love HR? Do you love telling people what to do? Do you like making money? Do you like satellite imagery? Do you like photography? There's just so many career paths that you can have, and it's not that traditional getting on the tools and doing all of, the on-site stuff. There's just this massive support network that supports the actual construction side of things. So there really is something for everyone. So I just say, jump on in, and if you're really interested, find something that you enjoy, and you'll find something within the construction industry.
Yeah, I definitely think just make a start too, whether it's starting in an area that may not necessarily be of interest to you at this time, but may just be an opportunity that's available to you, like helping a partner in their tradie business at the time, and then pivot to somewhere which you do want to do, which is something that you might learn throughout the process that you may not even be familiar with, even knowing that you're interested in. And then, guide yourself in a way where you find something that you're really passionate about, and then, make it into a career and something that you really want to spend time doing.
Did you choose the construction industry, or did the construction industry choose you?
I'd say the construction industry chose me. I just sort of fell into it, although I'd been, from a really young age, my parents were renovators and, building, and my dad was always had projects on the go, and we were always helping out with those sorts of things, and then renovated a lot of homes myself and did all of that as well. So it's always been around me, love design, love products, love the innovation, all of those sorts of things. So I guess it just fell into place. I didn't actually put my hand up and say that's where I want to work. It just organically happened.
When I was younger, I always wanted to be an architect, and I was always quite interested in like houses and homes, but I never thought I would be in the construction industry building bathrooms as such. But I was also always in my working life very interested in project management and have a certificate in project management. So it's something I've sort of guided and found myself in, loving design and all of that stuff. But it's a path that I'd not chosen to fall into, but sort of have navigated with my own interest into something where I'm quite passionate about what I do, and I love working with clients who see, have a great vision for their bathroom that I can help them with.
Who doesn't love a good bathroom?
I love a good bathroom.
Good bathroom. So what does the future look like, Ali?
I'm studying at the moment to hopefully branch into full extensions and renovations. So that's something where I want to go and move towards, and not move away from bathrooms. At the moment, my business is quite niche, but expanding out a little bit. Not necessarily new construction, but more restoration and renovation. So that's somewhere I'm looking to go at the moment.
Great stuff. Jodie and Ali, it sounds like you've formed a really, really good friendship, as well as the mentoring relationship, which definitely seems to be going on and continuing, which I think is beautiful to see. And hopefully you'll come back next year as a mentor, and in a couple of years we'll see you as a mentor too, Ali. So thank you so much for being on the ConstructHER podcast.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Marissa.
If you'd like to find out more about master builders and becoming a member of the High-Vis community, then visit www.mbasa.com.au. But if you want to learn more about having a career in the industry, if you're a young person or looking to change your career, then look no further than the born2build.com.au website, where you'll be able to access information about all the different roles, what a day in the life looks like, and the potential salary options.